everybody, it's Megan. As always, I hope all of you are doing well. Today I am very excited because we are going to be doing a comparison review. As the title states, we are going to be comparing the beautiful, gorgeous, newly added to my collection, Speedy Trunk 25. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if you got a chance to see it, but I did do a very thorough unboxing review of this Speedy Trunk 25 that did include mod shots. So I'll just throw this out there right off the bat. If you are looking for a more dedicated video, a more dedicated review to just this Speedy Trunk 25, I will definitely link that video right up here. But yes, in today's video, we are going to be doing a comparison between the Speedy Trunk 25, the Speedy Trunk 20. I mentioned in that last video that each of these bags truly do have specific pros going on within them that the other one doesn't. These bags, as you can see, are very, very similar. And a lot of us can think to ourselves, are they different enough to get both? And if you're interested in just one, you may think to yourself, how do I choose which one is right for me? But I also want to know what you guys are thinking. Because actually, the first time I saw that the Speedy 25 trunk was going to be released, my first thought was, you know, why is Louis Vuitton doing this to me? That's rude, because I already have the 20, but yet the 25 looks like it's going to be such a showstopper, yet the 20 is already a showstopper. So I was going back and forth in my mind whether or not I should pre-order this 25. I should really also mention, when I saw this bag, I immediately thought to myself how it reminded me of this gorgeous Murakami 25 in a winter version, seasonal version. Because as we know, this is so gorgeous, but this is really a spring, summer, maybe fall type of bag. I mean, of course, it could be cute in the snow, but we don't want it around the snow and we don't want it around the rain. Whereas with this bag, it's very, very carefree. And yeah, when I first saw this bag, my immediate thought was, this is the cousin of the Murakami 25 because of the trunk details. They're just very, very similar. One thing I really wanted to point out was the fact that yes, both of these bags are very, very showstopper. When I initially got the 20, I thought it was so beautiful, still think it's so beautiful. But I did think to myself, there is a lot going on. Because this is a smaller bag, and there's so many details, like the studs, just the corners right here, the Louis Vuitton stamped right here with the black leather, the chain. Don't get me wrong, it's a showstopper, but it definitely has a lot going on because it is a smaller size. Obviously, starting off, we know that the Speedy 25 is going to be bigger, so it's definitely going to carry a lot more items. This is a pretty big difference when we're looking at these bags side to side. And speaking of differences between these bags, there are a few. The first is going to be that the Speedy 20 comes with a chain while the Speedy 25 does not. The Speedy 20 comes with a long adjustable strap, whereas this Speedy 25 trunk comes with a much, much shorter rolled strap, which I'm a big fan of. But as I mentioned in that last video, everybody is different. Everybody is unique. We all have our different preferences. But I do find this strap to be on the shorter side. But as you guys know, obviously, we see that this has a detachable strap, and because it has a detachable strap, you could easily use another black strap from another bag, does not have to be Louis Vuitton, and use that with this bag. So that's a very, very easy fix. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a pretty big difference between these bags, the straps that they come with. Also, another difference is going to be the structure of these bags. With the 20, this is going to be a much more structured bag. It's smaller in size, so obviously that means less canvas. And because there's less canvas, the easier it is for this canvas to stay compact within this gold hardware that's going on all along the bags. As a lot of us know, these Speedies were designed to give a slouch, and the 25 definitely does that. So although the 20 is going to be much more structured than the 25, because this 25 does have the hardware as well, this very hard structure, it is going to give this bag some structure, that's for sure. We kind of have to think to ourselves, it is going to give a little bit of a slouch, and this kind of gives you guys a good idea. You see how I'm kind of like squishing right here? You can just see the squish, and just let me mention another pro. The canvas on this bag is amazingly soft. And I'll go ahead and show you when I go ahead and squish this canvas, it's going to keep a much more structured look. It really just holds this bottom so much more. Now, another difference between these two bags is going to be the price. The Speedy 20 comes in at a price of $3,550, while this beautiful Speedy 25 trunk comes in at a price of $3,650 US, which I find to be amazing. The fact that you're getting a lot more bag for only $100 more, you're definitely getting more studs. The bottom trunk hardware is bigger. So yeah, I found that to be quite amazing. The 25 was definitely created to be more of a tote style over the shoulder bag, whereas the 20 was created to be more of a crossbody, longer over the shoulder, if you'd like tote style bag. The 25 is definitely going to be a better tote style bag. So if you are a fan of totes and you like wearing them under your wrist, this is going to be a better option than the 20. As you can see, there's not too much room to work with, whereas with the 25, you definitely have a lot more room to work with. And I mentioned in that last video that I really am not a fan of the 25 being worn as a crossbody. I just don't do it with my other Speedy bandoliers. And I really did surprise myself actually when I tried this bag on crossbody. I thought to myself, I keep saying, you know, that I don't really like to wear the 25 crossbody. I'm going to be a little bit of a hypocrite here because in the future, you're definitely going to see me wear this bag as a crossbody. Now, what I want to do right now is go ahead and try these bags on for you. I actually tried them on the other day. I did them at the same time simultaneously. And I may just add some of the footage that I used when I did my Speedy 20 review. I'll definitely put it together in a way that makes you guys understand how this 20 looks on the body in comparison to the 25 when worn tote style, over the shoulder, longer over the shoulder, and I'll definitely be showing you guys some different strap options. We are going to start off tote style. Here is the 25 under the wrist. You can see there's quite a bit of room. With the 20, there's not quite as much room, but it's definitely doable and definitely very, very cute. Now I want to go ahead and show you guys what the 25 looks like with the strap that it comes with when worn as an accessory to the bag. Very, very cute option. And you also have the option to wear that strap as another way of wearing a tote. Now here we have the 20 and 25. I'm going to show you the straps that they come with. This is going to be mid-length for the 20. And then as I'm sure you guys probably know by now, the 25 does not come with an adjustable strap. So it is going to hit at that length underneath the arm. And I've mentioned quite a few times that I'm a big fan of chain extenders and big fan of it on the 25, that's for sure. So here it is at a longer length, and I'm really just loving looking at these bags side by side with the 25 at a little bit of a longer length. I think it's absolutely perfect. And here I have the size 20 strap at the longest length. I want to show you what it looks like crossbody. Again, I am 5'8" in height, 135 pounds. Very cute. And I'm going to actually use the strap to my Laque trunk and put it on my Speedy Trunk 25 to wear it as a crossbody. Please keep in mind that that Laque trunk, the strap really is about the same length as the 20. So it's very, very comparable. One word that comes to mind, showstopper. And I want to show you these bags side by side. Please keep in mind that both of these straps are the exact same length. Just to give you a good idea, here is the 25. Here is the 20. Here's the 20. Here is the 25. It can be a little bit of a difficult decision for sure. And I did mention I like the chain extenders. I should also mention this. I should have put on a shorter chain extender for the 25. I would have liked that a lot more. It would have been much more like the size 20 that you're seeing. But yeah, I love the chain extenders and I'll definitely be using them for these bags. And here is my vanity pouch, my Croissant PM. I'm showing these for a reason because as we know, the Speedy 20 trunk comes with a chain. Now, if you were to add one to the Speedy 25 trunk, this is what it's going to look like. And this is the chain that comes with the vanity pouch. Here is the one that comes with the Croissant. Of course, we could use our imagination and use a lot of different chains, but I am just taken aback by the beauty in that Croissant chain strap. And as you can see, I do have a chain extender on it. I'm going to go ahead and take it off and give you a genuine look as to what this bag looks like tote style or over the shoulder with a chain added to it. Very, very beautiful. I find it fascinating that I view this bag just as beautiful with or without a chain strap. It truly is so gorgeous. Now, more options come with when you want to add a different strap to the bag. And here I have my Laque trunk. Here I have my Bichette Métis backpack. And these are great options because they do have the black leather intertwined with the gold. Many Louis Vuitton bags are offering that. And as you can see, this bag really does have a wonderful strap drop length. Absolutely beautiful. And outside Louis Vuitton, you know, of course you could use other chain straps. It doesn't have to be Louis Vuitton, but this gives a great idea. Here is the Pochette Métis backpack strap. Loving it. Again, I really just find it to be the perfect strap drop length. At the end of the day, whatever bag you choose, you really can't go wrong because they're both so beautiful and versatile. But truly, if I had to choose just one way to wear either one of these bags, it would be tote style 25. I think it's gorgeous. I hope you found those mod shots to be a little bit helpful. I know for me, when I tried on both of the bags, it just reaffirmed my decision of having both of them, finding them unique enough to keep them within my collection. So just to reiterate real quick, the differences between these bags is A, going to be the price, B, the fact that you get a chain with a 20 that you do not get with a 25, C, they have different straps going on. I feel like I'm a school teacher going through this alphabet like this. But yeah, they definitely have different straps going on. And then D, you'll definitely be able to fit a lot more in the 25 than you will the 20. Obviously, it's a bigger size. And then let's just keep going through the alphabet here. E is going to be the fact that this Speedy 20 is going to give a much more structured, what you would call trunk-like look. It's really just not going to have that squishy canvas that the 25 has. The bottom just has a specific kind of hold to it that the 25 does not have. And in my opinion, I find that to be the biggest difference between these bags. I think when trying to decide which is best, it's very difficult because we all have different preferences. Some people are more of a tote style bag person than others. Some people are more of a smaller bag person than others. So personal preferences can definitely come into play, but I'll let you know this. If I had to choose between the two, which is very, very difficult, it would have to be the 25. I would have to say, as much as I adore the fact that this 20 keeps its shape with that trunk style, and as much as I've always said that I enjoy wearing the 20 as a crossbody, not the 25, the fact that this one actually converted me to wearing it as a crossbody and it's a 25, that says a lot about this bag. I really just enjoy the fact that the 25 has the exact same versatility, but you can actually wear it much better as a tote. And maybe, just maybe, you know, when I saw the picture of the Speedy 25 trunk before I actually saw it in person, it made me think of my beautiful Murakami 25. I think this bag is just as gorgeous as this Murakami 25. That's really saying a lot. And also, I've really always wanted a canvas version of a Speedy with extended zippers, and I got it in a trunk version. How beautiful this bag is. And please don't get me wrong, because this Speedy 20 will never ever, and I do mean never ever, leave my collection. This is a forever bag that I think is just so gorgeous, so beautiful. And again, oh my goodness, you guys, I am so happy. I am actually relieved that there are quite a few differences within these bags to make me feel that they're unique enough to own both. So I told you how I felt. Now you guys have to tell me how you feel. Which one do you prefer? Is it going to be the Speedy 20 trunk, or is it going to be the Speedy 25 trunk? I would love to know why. So that's going to be it on this comparison review. I really do hope that you found this to be helpful. I really hope that if you're thinking about getting one of these, that this video did help you in your decision. Also, maybe you're like me and you're thinking to yourself, well, I have the 20. Should I add the 25? All I can say is, been there, done that. I got it, and I have absolutely zero regrets. As a matter of fact, it's the best bag in my collection. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. If you guys are thinking to yourself, I have the Speedy 20, I don't think I'm going to go for the 25. That's okay, obviously. Guess why? Because the Speedy 20 trunk is absolutely gorgeous and stunning, as you know, because that's what made you purchase it. So again, one more time, if you guys could let me know, which one do you prefer, the Speedy 25 trunk, the Speedy 20 trunk, and if you could let me know why, that's awesome. Also, if you happen to have any other questions, please do leave them in the comment section below. I say it all the time because I mean it all the time. I love hearing from you. All right, you guys, now's the time within the video where I'm going to completely change topics from speaking about luxury to speaking about something that's definitely more insightful, meaningful, and inspirational. Topic of today is you're never alone. I've been experiencing people passing away in my family since I was a very little girl. And that's because I have a very big family. I'm the youngest in this big family, and I've seen a lot of people transition. As a matter of fact, by the time I was 12 or 13, I can't even tell you the amount of funerals that I'd gone to. And something that I always thought to myself when I'd go to those funerals, and I love everybody that passed away, my grandparents, my great aunts, my great uncles, I love them very, very much. but there was something as a child inside of me that knew they did not leave. I felt their presence. And I would literally ask God, how are they not here? Because I feel them. I could feel them with us. The truth is, love and the soul are eternal. They live forever. You will be reunited with your loved one again. They're watching over us. They want us to be happy, and they're constantly working behind the scenes in our lives. And as unfortunate as it is that it's pretty much inevitable that we have to experience loss in this life, I think it's absolutely amazing that there is so much beauty in the truth of knowing that we will be reunited again. Love and the soul, like I said, they live forever. Not many things are eternal. No, they're not. And it's interesting too, because what is love? God is love. God is the definition of what true love is. So it only makes sense that love lives forever. If you're having a difficult time, and say, for example, there's certain times of the year that are more difficult for you when dealing with a loss, try to remember what they want, because they're happy right now. Remember that. They're happy. They don't have to live in this world. I mean, we make the best of it, right? Life is a gift, but they get to be enjoying eternal life in paradise, and we are going to be reunited. We really just need to keep the faith and stay very, very close to God. There's so many different reasons why it's so important to stay close to Him, but one of them is the fact that He will be there for you when you need Him. He will be there for you when you're grieving. Jesus knew what it was like to grieve. To imagine that God, the creator of this universe, actually mourned the loss of a loved one, to know that He knows what it feels like to be human in that way. He tells us in the Bible that He will comfort those who are mourning. If you're ever going through the experience of a loss, although it gets easier, the pain will always remain. Just know that Jesus is always by your side. He wants to comfort you. He wants to wrap you in His love. He wants you to feel His peace that surpasses all understanding, because it's when we're going through the toughest times in our life, the roughest times in our life, that we need Him, that we need that peace that surpasses all understanding. And it's very easy to just say those words, peace that surpasses all understanding. But when you're going through a time in your life where it's so hard and you're mourning the loss of someone you love so very much, you need that peace. And just try to nudge yourself to remember, what would your loved ones say to you if they had the opportunity just to say it to your face? If we didn't have that veil between that dimension that's so very close to this one, what would they say to you? They would say, I want you to go on. I want you to be strong. I want you to live your life and be happy. You will see me again. But for the meantime, you need to stay strong. You need to keep the faith. You need to stay close to God. He will give you a very good life until the time comes that we're reunited. It would be one thing if we, lost loved ones and we never got to see them again and they weren't with us, but they are, and we are going to see them again. And they do play such a big role in our lives, even though they are in a different dimension. But like I said, that dimension is so close to this one. It's literally like a veil. So I really encourage that you guys think the right way, to hold on to the truth. Life is not meant to be Disneyland every single day. It's just not. So the wonderful thing is, with Jesus, you can have happiness every single day of your life with His peace, because peace really does equal happiness. When we think of our loved ones, what do we say? What do we think? They're in a better place. They're happy. They're at peace. If we can have peace, then we can have happiness. That's why it's so important to stay as close as we can to Jesus. I highly encourage you to always hold steadfast on to the truth that your loved ones never really left. The soul continues on forever. Love continues on forever. You will be reunited again. What a beautiful, beautiful truth that is. Let's hold on to it. And that's what I have to say on the topic of You're Never Alone. If you happen to have any comments or questions on that topic, and or, my goodness, I always say this, such different topics, aren't they? But this Speedy 20 trunk versus the Speedy 25 trunk. Again, you guys, I'd love to know your opinion. Which one do you prefer? I know it's a hard decision, and I can't even believe that it actually came to one. But like I said, the Speedy 20 is absolutely phenomenal. It's gorgeous, and it will never, ever leave my collection. Neither of these bags will. That's a fact. They're definitely forever bags. It's funny, too, because when I look at these bags, I just get tempted to just go on and on about the pros of each one. It's just funny how it works that way. It'll stop myself right there, because if I don't stop, I'll find myself doing another video on how great these bags are. You never know. But if you did make it to the end of this video, of course, I greatly thank you. Until my next, which I'm very much looking forward to, you guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Bye.